Hey there, Kara. How you feeling today?
Happy Monday, Ken.
Hey,
Uh,
happy Monday.
I got a little bit of energy, but I'm really going to be relying on you today to give me the bulk of my energy.
Well, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves because we have a lot of new people tuning in today. We've already got some in there. Hey there, y'all. I'm Ken. I am the CEO and co-founder of Kupid. We are the world's first matchmaking platform, and basically Kupid is dating done for you. So these presentations are entirely built for matchmakers who are tuning in, like Bella Claire is there to see us. Happy launch week. Yes, that's one more thing we need to mention. On Friday, we are launching. So the Kupid app will be in your Android and Apple App Store Friday morning. And we'll be having a launch party with me and Kara on Friday where we're giving out goodies and gifts and all kinds of things and walking you through the app to make sure you know how to become a matchmaker. You don't just join and immediately a matchmaker. You have to become one and clarify your bank account and all that good stuff. So, Kara, why don't you give us a little introduction of who you are because we have so many new faces today.
Oh gosh, who am I? So I have been a professional matchmaker in the matchmaking space for about 6 years. I've worked for some of the larger matchmaking companies. I've been through the good, the bad, the ugly. I come away with experience and things that I've just seen wrong going on in the industry overall with matchmaking.
Right.
Period.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to reach out to Kara and we got to meet up actually in person. We happen to be in the same city, by the grace of whoever, right? And so we're just so happy to have you guys here. I see we have a ton of new folks. So
Hey,
hey there,
Sarah.
Bella Claire. We got Samantha Gibbs. Hey Samantha, how
Hey,
you doing?
hey.
OJ, welcome. Sarah, I'm so glad you guys already figured this out. So we are on YouTube Live. You can also comment on Facebook, but you can basically ask us any live questions here. So today, Kara's planned like a little training session. We do these basically a couple times a week, and our goal is to help you understand from a professional matchmaker how to matchmake, how to do it. And what the session is for you guys to ask your questions live. Do you have a question about the Kupid app? Ask me. Do you have a question about relationships or how to be a matchmaker? Ask Sarah. Or just like Matt Slan just did, post your comments so we can feature them and we'll respond in real time. So that's what this space is for. We're going to be here for about an hour. So if you guys don't have any questions, Kara, why don't we start off with today's topic? What did we learn about today?
Well, I thought we would just kind of do a recap of everything that we have talked about so far to just kind of streamline the process for everyone. We do have a lot of new people joining us today. Welcome, everyone. And so Kent and I really focus on just how to, first of all, build your matchmaking business. This is for people that are experienced, people that have absolutely no experience, but you want to become a matchmaker. So I've just been giving kind of tips of the trade, sharing things that have worked for me, things that I found helpful in the matchmaking space. It took me a while to kind of get that learning curve. So the more advantage I can give to all of you by just knowing what to expect and hitting the ground running, I want to be able to share that with you so that you guys can start making money ASAP.
Now, Kara, I want to throw one more piece in about the Kupid platform. So I just see we have so many new folks. Matt, OJ, I just want to let you guys understand how Kupid works. So Kupid is a 1099 contractor opportunity where you can become your own business. So you join Kupid, you sign up as a matchmaker, and you can start doing the work, which is to search, screen, and select people or matches for your clients. That's the general concept of what we're doing. Kara is here to train you on how to do the actual work, but Kupid's going to do a lot of it for you. So remember to come back at 1 p.m., 1 p.m. EST on Wednesday. We're going to do an actual app live walkthrough. And then on Friday at 1 p.m., we're going to do a launch party. We have some fun stuff that's going to happen. I'm going to give away some swag, and it's going to be great. And you can learn how you can earn an extra $1,500 in November for inviting the most singles. So we'll talk all about that on Friday. But Kara, what are we going to learn today? Tell me some more.
Well, I just thought we would just once again kind of recap everything. And I wanted to talk a little bit about, since we've talked a lot about your pitch and knowing when to tell people that you're a matchmaker, how to tell people you're a matchmaker, what spaces are best to let people know what's going on in your life. So I wanted to just kind of say, okay, we've talked about a plethora of things, but these are just kind of some checks and balances for matchmakers to make sure that you've at least given consideration to these things and or are working on them to getting them in place for your matchmaking business. And
Perfect.
so that pitch, that matchmaking pitch,
Hmm.
the first 2 seconds of when you meet someone, telling them who you are, what you do, and how you can benefit them.
Great.
We've talked a lot about that, and I want to make sure that matchmakers have sat down and taken the time to kind of develop a pitch that doesn't sound too salesy.
Hmm.
But once again, going back to what Ken was saying, if you have 2 minutes um, of someone's undivided time in an elevator, what are you going to say in those 2 minutes to be able to garner either a client or a potential match for one of the clients that you're working with?
Right.
Don't forget that this goes both ways. That they don't, if they don't necessarily want to be your client, that's fine. You can always start to bridge that gap by bringing them on board as somebody that you could match for your potential clients. Let them get their feet wet a little bit. So once again, anytime that you use your pitch, just know that even if that person is not interested right then and there, they could either refer someone or
Sure.
maybe they will become a match for one of your clients and eventually become one of your clients.
That's what I was gonna say, Kara. Like, part of matchmaking is playing the long game, right?
Mhm.
Like, just because you meet someone in an elevator and you have like 30 to 60 seconds, like going up to the next floor, you can't expect them to pull out their credit card and like subscribe to you immediately. You could have them join the app as a single. You can put them on a few dates, and then you follow up with them and you say, "Hey, like, didn't you love those dates? Wasn't that experience great? Like, wouldn't you love this for yourself?" And the answer is, "Yeah, of course I would."
Exactly. Or it could be just somebody that's, had been thinking about it.
Mhm.
Really kind of, some people need to process it. It's a
Right.
deep and it's a heavy topic for people sometimes. Love,
Mhm.
getting into relationships, and maybe they just need to process it a little longer. So just because they, may not be very respondent right then and there, just know that, they will know other people or they could eventually become your client. So
Yeah,
make
you never know
sure
who's going to refer you business. You
that's
never
right.
know. Like, for example, matchmakers, we happen to be launching at a very convenient time, right? If you can get your pitch down, like Kara, I'd actually love to hear your pitch. But if you get your pitch down so short, the goal is that someone can repeat it. Like, if someone tells you a 3 minute or 4 minute pitch, there's no chance I can repeat that again. But whenever someone says, "What is Cupid?" we say, "Cupid is dating done for you." Simple enough, easy enough. That's our one sentence pitch. What is Cupid? Dating done for you. You can easily repeat that, parrot it back. And the dream is you go in that elevator, you meet someone, they go to Thanksgiving, someone's talking about Uncle Joe and cousin Susie and Paul, the nephew, who are all single and who are all complaining about the impossibility of dating. And they say, "Oh, well, dating done for you. Have you heard about Cupid?" And then boom, then they can become your client or singles or all of that. So just don't forget like the simplicity, and the shorter it is, the better. Here, let me go ahead and respond to this question real quick. It says, "Quick question: Who do I speak to about onboarding? I'm asking to receive a welcome Matchmaker's email." So just so you guys know, you can always go to Discord. So we do have a live team there to answer your questions, anything you might want to know. There's hundreds of other matchmakers in Discord. So that's one of the ways. The other way is you can go to the Cupid website and actually ask directly to our team on the intercom. That's the live chat. So let's keep going, Kara.
All right. So we've talked about the matchmaking pitch. Make sure you're comfortable with it. If you want to call your friends up, your family members up, and kind of, have them help you kind of polish your pitch, do that. So you've got to feel comfortable about talking to people.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing I wanted to say is clients. You guys should be
Hmm.
working on getting your clients now. Ken and I have talked about several different ways that you can get clients. And so you really need to be kind of mapping out your strategies now. The holidays are the perfect time. You'll probably run into people that you haven't ran into in a while.
Hmm.
People are feeling a little holly and jolly, right? They'll give you a little more attention this time of season than other times of the season. Um, and you'll probably be going or being invited to a lot more just parties, social gatherings.
Right?
So it goes all back to your pitch.
Comes back to it. Are you ready for that meeting? When you go to that holiday party, right, Kara? We talked about like
That's
how many
right.
holiday parties I have on my plan this December. And it can be as little as like a brunch. You never know when you go sit down at brunch with three of your favorite people. You tell them something you're working on, and they go tell 20 or 30 people for you. That really is the beauty of like small business. And also, guys, we're in an industry where there's a lot of single people out there.
Mhm.
In the USA, there's 200 million single adults.
Wow.
So it's not like it's almost 50% of the population. So just
That is
keep
amazing.
remembering that. Let your mind like be free with it, and also, this is my favorite phrase, right, Kara? I love talking about Michael Jordan's phrase, which is "You miss every shot you don't take." So if you're too afraid to talk about your business, or you're too afraid to talk about matchmaking, you feel like it's awkward, do it until it feels normal, or don't do it at all. And maybe it's not a good fit for you career wise, because you have to be. Your clients are paying you to be social for them. Your job is to search, screen, and select matches for them. And if you can't go out there and see someone attractive at the grocery store and say, "Hey there, mister, like, I'm not hitting on you, I promise. I know this is really weird, but would you be interested in meeting some of my clients? I have these lovely ladies who are looking for a date, and I swear, like, you fit them at least physically to a T, so I'd love to learn more about you." That is what you have to do.
Absolutely right. So you should be working on starting your client list. And for people that have not been in the matchmaking space before, naturally you'll want to start with clients. I'm sorry, your friends, your single friends,
Yeah.
your single family members, right? And then you can build into feeling comfortable to start to spread your business. But you should have at least a client list started now, because the
Yep.
launch is Friday. You want to make sure that you're prepared, you're ready to go, so that you're not leaving any dollars on the table, right?
It's also the seasons here, right, y'all? Like, we talked about
Right.
cuffing season in an episode before, but this is probably one of the most lonely seasons we're going to experience. So if you want to have a lot of success with your business, use the time, strike when the iron is hot, right? People are lonely, people are thinking about their New Year's resolutions, thinking about Christmas and the holidays, and everyone's getting together, and you're looking at your finger and you're like, damn, that looks kind of lonely. So just try to think about that. And I want to say, because we have so many new folks today, we here at Cupid are really anti-desperation. So like, what we will not accept is like seeing pitches that are like, "Aren't you tired of being?" Try to make yourself be as holistic and as positive as possible. What your job is to do is to remind your clients there are more people out there. There is like the other side of the rainbow is actually really beautiful. It's your job to take them over that rainbow. Just try very hard, because a lot of the matchmaking industry is mired. It's polluted with this desperation, this very offensive marketing. So just try not to do that, new matchmakers.
I agree, because people are already feeling a little into their feelings now. So don't pour salt in the wound. Just kind of approach it delicately, because for some people it's really not easy. When we say it's a hard time for people, it's a hard time for people that are single, and knowing
Right?
that they're
It
going to
is.
be invited to all these parties solo.
Yeah.
So just make sure that you are getting your clients in place, and at least that you've explored ideas where you're going to get your clients. So we've talked
Yep.
about this extensively, which rolls me into kind of the social media. We've spent
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time talking about social media, the
Yep.
different platforms that you can um, be engaged in to garner clients. We've
Mm-hmm.
talked about certain demographics. If you're
Right.
looking for certain ages, which platforms are going to be most useful to be able to, garner clients. So once again, leveraging your social media. Uh-oh.
Sorry, I pulled out Bella Claire's comment. I apologize, Kara. But Bella
That
Claire was
is,
talking about all about you, and how we actually just had a podcast episode for the Cupid
oh,
podcast drop yesterday to learn all about about Kara Bell's experience. So if you want to hear more about her, Bella Claire put that in. Bella, could you link us the link to the Spotify or the Anchor in the actual comments, and I'll feature it. Thank
yeah.
you very
Hi,
much, Bella.
good afternoon. Bella Claire is my sister, for those that don't. Sister from another mister. For those of you that don't know, but just making sure that you are leveraging your social media, you're knowing which platforms, especially if you are a niche matchmaker and
Right.
you want to attract a certain type of clientele, know which social media platforms are going to kind of host those type of
Right.
clients.
And what does that mean, Carol? Like, should I expect the same thing for every platform? Should I craft my message differently for every platform?
I I think your message definitely has to be crafted differently for every platform, right?
Mhm.
Um, I think you were saying that the Instagram users are ages, what did you say, 19 to 30-ish?
Yeah, flexible. I mean, TikTok is
Somewhere in
definitely on the
there?
younger audience, right? TikTok did a
Okay.
really great job of capturing young, like short attention span. So, like,
Right.
you have, maximum of 2 seconds in whatever you're going to do to
Mm,
get someone's attention on TikTok, right?
mm,
And like,
okay.
the world will get worse like this. You'll have a quarter of a second. You'll have no time in the future to actually get someone's attention. Um, but when it comes to, like, for example, Pinterest is dominated by women. 60
Right.
to 70% of the actual female base, which is very interesting. Some matchmakers might decide I'm only going to work with women, or that's my main client base.
Mm.
Kara, I think I've mentioned before, I actually had a really great conversation with a matchmaker who works only with divorced clients
Hmm.
because she went through a horrendous divorce and she believes that, like, that kind of leaves you with a bit of trauma in some way or another. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
children in the wake. Like, there's all these things that come with divorce, and it's a very different experience going with someone who's never been divorced. And so that's her niche, is specifically with divorced folks. Um,
I like that. So my niche is where I would go to look for my clients. I like working with people that have very, very busy schedules. So like
mm,
CEOs of companies. Um, I would go to LinkedIn. That's where I would
uh,
probably find the people that I'm more so looking for. I can be
sure.
very specific if I'm looking
Mhm.
for, high net worth clients, and maybe I want to stick with just the attorneys and the doctors, then LinkedIn is probably going to be my cup of tea,
Right.
based on the specialty, right? And the level of client that I'm looking for.
I think
Um,
it's really smart, Kara, because we're going to have clients of different, like, wealth classes.
sure.
So, as you guys might know, Cupid's been in development for about a year now. So we've been working really hard, and we actually just had a really great focus group last week. So we'll talk about more of this on Friday, Kara. But basically, Cupid's price range starts at $99 a month, and matchmakers always make 80% of the revenue. So as we increase that price range, obviously you make more money, and we're here to make you successful. Cupid is only successful when we are cutting you big fat checks. And so what that means, what Kara's talking about, is very soon we're going to open up your ability to charge anywhere from $99 a month all the way up to $2,000 a month. Yes, Kaylee, I wanted to go ahead and answer your comment. Yes, it's completely commission based. So Cupid is not giving you a salary because we don't tell you how to run your business. It's really up to you to be successful, and it's up to you to do the work for your clients. So $99 a month to $2,000 a month is the pricing range you can have, and you make 80% of that. So Kara might go after CEO types or accountants or lawyers, people whose time is extremely valuable. They don't have,
Right.
doctors, nurses, like people who are struggling for time and who are willing to pay someone like Kara to go out and do that legwork for them, to search, screen, and select for them. So, Kaylee, thank you so much for your question. Keep them coming. All right, Kara. So, what else? Are there any other social media platforms we should focus on?
All of them. I mean, I'm also going to utilize Facebook a lot just because I'm kind of an old school girl, and I
Yeah,
know that the people that I want to appeal to are going to more so be on Facebook.
sure.
I'm older, I'm a little more seasoned, but for if I'm looking for younger clients, then I'm going to go to my Instagram, I'm going to go to my TikTok, I'm Twitter. I haven't really figured out what I'm going to quite do with Twitter. Um, I'm sure somebody else probably has some great suggestions for it because I haven't really had a whole lot of experience with Twitter, but I'm going to educate myself and be a little more involved in Twitter.
So, Kara, I want to ask you, as a matchmaker, am I responsible to be on every single social media platform? Like, do you think that's what I should do?
I think you absolutely should. This is your business, right?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
and basically how you invest or how you market is going to dictate your clients
Correct. Okay.
and your client base and how many people you're going to attract. It's a numbers game, just
It
like
is.
anything else, right?
Just like
Um,
dating, especially.
right. I'd rather you have too many clients, and then that way you can go and weed through them and say, hey, these are the ones I really, really enjoy working with, or I want to work with, and maybe these people aren't just a good fit for whatever reason.
Sure. Sure.
Be selective because once again, it is your business. So
Mhm.
you don't have to take on people. everyone. You can
Right.
take on the people that you feel you're more comfortable with. But if I would say if there's something that's keeping you from taking a lot of people, do the work so that you can feel comfortable. The
Right.
more clients you have, the more money that you have the ability to make, but you just don't want to spread yourself out too thin where
Right.
you're not giving attention to quality. It
That's
can't
what
just
I was going to
be
say,
about
Kara.
money.
I really wouldn't say you should be on every social media platform. Like,
Okay.
we're all good at something, right? Like,
Right.
I tried TikTok last year when it was like really crazy, and like the attention span was too short for me. Clearly we're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube right now, and this is just like a convenient live platform. I don't want to do the editing. I don't want to do all that. I want to be real. I want to be honest. I want to like laugh and joke
Right.
when we have problems.
Right.
So
Right.
that's me. My opinion is matchmakers. I think you should have a presence on all of them. But Kara and I spent about an hour last week going over Canva, and that was a really great way for us to talk about designing your social media at scale. Because one of the big problems is that you're going to have to, if you're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and you have to produce content for those every single week. Otherwise, those platforms are going to ignore you. They won't give you natural, like organic attention. So what that means is you now have to like keep all those little children fed, keep Twitter fed, keep Facebook fed, keep Instagram fed. So what I would say is focus on two or three. What are your best ones? You don't need to be successful in one platform. If you're successful on Pinterest and you get 20 or 30,000 followers, amazing. You really don't need much else, right? You can expand
Right.
if you want to, but you don't have to.
And it could
And
come down.
Samantha says she was utilizing Canva since we talked. Thank you so much, Samantha. I
Me
love
too.
what you're putting out. Samantha, make sure you tag Kupid so we can tag you as well. So whenever you're using this social, make sure you at Kupid.io.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that. And
Yeah.
and maybe just, take a look at your social media accounts. I didn't realize, but I'm almost at my limit on Facebook.
What limit? You have a limit of what? Friends?
Friends, I think it's like 5,000 on my personal
Oh,
page.
wow.
And so I say to myself, how many? I have 5,000 people, but I only see a few posts. So the people that you more so engage with are the posts that always come up. I understand that there is a way for you to kind of reset the algorithm so that your posts are kind of reaching to a broader audience in
Hmm.
of your Facebook friends. Is that correct?
I don't know. I've never reached the maximum number of friends before, Kara. You're much more popular than I am.
Well, I'm just saying I have 5,000 like sitting
A
there.
lot.
I've
Yeah.
never really utilized the Facebook as my social media leverage, but because I have 5,000 people there that are high net worth people that are
Right.
ex NFL players, ex NBA players, I'm going to start tapping into my Facebook friends.
Sure. Sure. As you should, right? Like,
All 5,000 of them.
and Kara, if you have a 5,000 person network, you think about it. Like, what does you have to also when we're talking about social media, guys? Let's take one more step back because we did a big conversation on this. But I want to be clear. Whenever you use social media, I want you to think about what does TikTok want? What does Facebook want? Right now, Facebook and Instagram are desperately trying to keep up with TikTok. And TikTok's trying to keep up with this app called Be Real, which I'm not even using Be Real. Have you heard of this, Kara?
I can't keep
No.
up. No.
So I know that's the problem. This is why we have to focus. So Be Real is this candid social media. So you only get to post one time a day. It takes a front photo and a back photo and it posts them together. So it's like a candid experience of where you are right now, which would be sad because I'm either, in my kitchen eating my like ramen or I'm like in front of like I don't want to do that at all. Like I'm not doing Be Real. I refuse. Right? Like I'm not doing that. But it's a different
Interesting.
business. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is if you're posting on Instagram or Facebook right now, post a reel, post a short, vertical, long form video, or do what we're doing, go live. These platforms want live engagement and they want this. Do they really want a text post? Not really. So don't make your business about like, I had a great lunch today, like, or this is like a quote. You want to create visuals, you want to create things these platform liked because the platform is then going to give you free attention. So that's how you have to think when using social media.
Love it. Well, I have to kind of go back to that discussion that we had, the training that you gave on Canva, because
Yeah.
the one of the great things that you shared with us, Ken, is how I can create all my content on Canva, right, in a short period of time,
Yep.
and have them actually meet the requirement requirements for each one of those platforms,
Yep.
and then upload it and send it to those platforms.
And schedule it too.
And
So you sit
schedule it
there
too.
for a few hours. And so, guys, if you haven't checked out Canva, canva.com, check it out. We did a whole video on it. It's on the YouTube. You can go tune in for an hour. I literally trained Kara, talked to her about it. This is a tool I've been using for years, and it's mostly free. Some of the things are paid, but it's mostly free. And so you can try it out and see if it really fits for your business, but I think it's less than 20 bucks. So like if it can help you get one client once, you already paid for it for a year, right?
Absolutely. So I got to dabble in that last night and I was like, oh, I love this. And that was one of the reasons I was not engaging with social media. I saw these beautiful posts and content. I didn't know how people were doing it. But any and everything that you possibly would want to do in terms of marketing is definitely on Canva. So get that. It's worth it. There is a free version. I'm on the free version because Kara's not quite comfortable with the premium yet, but I'm sure I'll whip out my credit card so that I can unlock all the features because I see how helpful it will be for my marketing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So Kara, what's our next topic?
Getting organized. Getting organized, and when I say that, I don't mean just like your mind, your space. Where are you going to be working? Do you have a dedicated workspace? If so, like for me, I have a dedicated home office. I've taken time to kind of feng shui it. If you're going to be in there for any, this is going to be your business, you're going to be there on a daily basis, a couple times a week, make sure your environment is quiet. You don't have kids running in screaming when you're trying to work. I have, and I'll just share a little bit. I'm a candle person. So I have my candles, my incense burning. I'm working. I do have a TV in here sometimes. That I just have to turn on because sometimes I just need to hear things while I'm working.
Sure.
That's just how I am. I don't necessarily.
Also, the beauty of being your own boss, Kara, you can do whatever you want, right?
Do whatever you want. Open up the windows, get some sun in, some air in. Just be organized. Organize your workspace. If you have files and content that you're going to be sending for your social media, have that organized in a folder ready to go. What are some other things that people can do to get organized? Get your client list ready.
I would even say, like, remember who your client is. So, as a matchmaker, let's say, Kara, in 3 months, you've been around. We just passed the New Year season. We just passed like Valentine's Day. So you probably have 10, 20 clients, right? You have a lot of different people's expectations you have to manage. Now, Kupid has a task system in the app, so making sure you're on top of your own tasks. Did you set yourself a task to follow up with that person? Did you remind yourself that you should continually follow up with your client, even if they're not getting matches? So matchmakers, one of the things we talk about all the time is expectation setting for yourself, for your clients, for singles that you invite to the app. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. That is a way to lose business in a very easy way.
Right.
But if, Kara, I've been running my own business for probably 5 years now. I did real estate before I came into Kupid, and I think what it requires you to do is have a good, hard conversation with yourself. And I journal. I don't know about you, Kara, but for me, people think you're crazy if you talk to yourself. So I try to journal. If I write it down, it's like, oh, that's totally fine. Maybe you just talk to yourself. So the idea is sit down and you make your schedule. Do not just say, oh, I'll get to it. Like, oh, I'll start swiping. I'll start figuring out later, like, what this person needs. No. In reality, what is going to happen, most likely, you're going to have people that are local to you. You're probably going to have some clients around the country, but you'll probably have a local community or whatnot. You'll understand some of these clients have overlapping interests in potential matches. Amazing. You might go to a wedding and get 6 bridesmaids who are all in the same area and all want the same thing. Amazing. Now it is your job to get out there and hunt those people. Yes, Kupid has an enormous database of singles that you are shared and have total access to, but we cannot guarantee that's going to work for your clients. Who's getting paid here? You are. It is your job to go find those matches for your clients. So dedicate time. Say, okay, I'm going to put myself down for 1 hour, turn off everything else. I'm going to either search the database or I'm going to find groups, find organizations. Kara was talking about Facebook groups. That's been Bella Claire can tell you that's been one of the best ways for her to make matches for her clients before we've even launched. So think about what expectations you're setting of yourself and for your clients. So you're not going to get yourself into a problem where you're like, oh, I'll get to it later. I'll take myself to lunch. I'll do this. And then your clients are going to fire you because you're not doing a good job. You'll get lower ratings and it won't work very well. So
Yeah.
try to give yourself a schedule. Try to get organized, as Clara said.
Yeah. Sometimes I even will have like I have a little format of like just little cute text messages that I like to send my clients. So I have
Yep.
them already ready to go and I can just copy paste, maybe add a few things that are personal in a name. So
Yep.
that I'm not spending a lot of time doing those things. And that's just in terms of keeps me, consistent with
Sure.
communication with my clients and helps me to stay organized. So I don't have to sit there and type out each individual note, but I will individualize it to the
Smart.
person.
Very smart. I like it, Kara.
I love doing that. And I also just kind of like get little articles, pieces of interest that I like to send to my clients. If I feel like, let me tell you. So for instance, if I felt like I had a really difficult client, I might
Okay.
find an article on how dating, like this, using the same theory and the same methods of dating is insane. Like how you'll get
Oh, doing it over and over again? Like, yeah, yeah.
I
Do the
may
same thing
send,
over and over again.
something like that, just kind of
Yeah.
like check this out.
Yeah.
So just little things that I like to send to my clients. So
Or
I
like
keep those
expectation
separate.
setting, like helping you manage your own expectations, or like a good old fashioned what is that the Cosmopolitan, right? Where it says like an article that says, "Are your expectations reasonable?" And that's a very subtle but polite way to get your clients to think about this because it's a two-person game. They're hiring you to help you search, screen, and select, but Kara, they've got to be fully in to saying, "Yes, I am going to do this work."
Right.
Samantha Gibbs says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It's a good motto to keep in front of your mind. Right. Part of
Amen.
the beauty of Cupid is that we can have so many different types of matchmakers because we are a private contractor, like 1099 experience. But that means that the best ones will rise to the top. So if you're really awesome and you do great work, you're going to get great reviews, you're going to have lots of clients, and Cupid's going to give you lots of clients. You're going to be at the top of the matchmaker list. So make sure you are spending a lot of time and energy on focusing on your business. Do not, don't become a matchmaker and then think it's just going to be like, we're just going to cover you in clients. No, this is a job. You have to work at it, but it can be your entire income if you want it to be.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And just being organized, especially I imagine a lot of the matchmakers now are working full-time jobs elsewhere, and maybe they're doing this as a side income.
Right.
Um, hopefully, ramping themselves up to full time. So by you being organized, that's going to be key for you to be able to really drive your business to the financial point that you're looking for.
Yeah. Kara, what do you think about goal setting? Like, I think that's a really important piece of entrepreneurship because, coming back to like Samantha's comment, if you don't have a goal in mind for yourself and you're like, oh, well, I'll just start this and I'll see if it's fun and we'll see what happens, right? You're not going to make the money or get the return that you want. And then how do you think your clients are going to feel? If you don't make a goal for yourself, when you get a client who subscribes to you, you don't say, okay, I want to find them at least one quality match a week. That means, as a matchmaker, I have to go through a lot of people,
You
either in the real world or online. I've got to sift through a lot of people. And, on the other side, let's say you make the mistake of taking every single person you see in the singles database and you send those to your client. Your client's going to say, how is this better than a dating app? You're just spamming me.
because now
This
you're
person
giving them work again, right?
Right. This person doesn't even meet my interests and my needs. And so
Yeah.
you're clearly not doing your job. And so just be cognizant of that if you set a goal for yourself, and I'm talking about two goals. One is for your clients, but one is for you, Kara. Like, Kara, I want you to write on a piece of paper or something. I have a whiteboard in my house, and on my whiteboard, I have my exact goals for Cupid as a company. But as a matchmaker, make it your screensaver. I want 100 clients. And how much money will that make you per month? What will that look like? It's a full-time job. Or maybe your goal is, I want so many clients, I have to hire an assistant. Because that means you're building a business and you're growing and you can get more things that you want. So I'm really big into goal setting. I don't know about you, Kara. I live on goals. I'm hyper type A. So
I
I think
am
it's really important.
not type A, but I am better about goal setting.
Good.
So, what I have done is more so for me, I need a vision board.
Vision board. Ooh, I've actually never made one of those, Kara.
So I have a vision board, and
Oh.
what's interesting is that they have little cuts and little books that you can order from Amazon now instead of cutting
Hmm.
out all the magazines. Because I was like, I don't have any magazines, and I need pictures, right? Where do I get pictures? So I bought these little books off of Amazon, and so I have a vision board that I look
Ah.
at every day.
Hmm.
Um, and I'll share a little bit of what's on my vision board is to have multiple streams of income. I have
Mm.
handwritten a check to myself for $1 million. I love to travel, so it has pictures of my favorite places that I've traveled.
Mm.
It also has like some souvenirs from places that I've traveled to. One of my goals is to lose weight. So I have pictures of like healthy foods, healthy eating,
Mm.
reminding myself I need to drink water, get rest, I need to exercise. So for me, because I'm a visual person, it helps me to walk in and I see the picture of the lovely house that I want to purchase. I see the
Yeah.
picture of the second home that I want to purchase, right? And sometimes
Right.
I kind of get lost in that. And I'm like, okay, this is why we're here doing what we're doing because of this. And then I can get back to work because I'm seeing myself in the house, Ken. I'm seeing myself driving the car, pulling
Right.
up to the house. So I love my vision board. People laughed at me, grown lady doing a vision board, but that's just really, my preference.
I
Um,
I hear you.
Quick story, I had a friend that she wanted a house, and what she did is she bought herself, one of the Barbie doll houses?
Yeah. Yeah.
Barbie
It's like a
Dream?
barbell dream house. Yeah.
Yeah, and so her daughter thought she was crazy, and she thought that she was getting it for Christmas, but she actually bought it for herself. She placed it, on a table so that every time she walked in the house, she could see her dream house.
Huh.
That dream house didn't move until she actually purchased her dream home. That was her
I mean,
vision board.
way to put it right in front of you. You know, um, Samantha has a comment for us. She said vision boards are great for manifestation. The idea is you create your reality. I mean, I couldn't agree more. We have a vision board for Cupid as a company. And like, whenever you're doing anything, you have to have some kind of I mean, Samantha's like our guru, right? Like, plan to fail, fail to plan. Like,
Yeah,
Kara, I really wonder if you ever end up making a vision board on Canva, maybe you could help lead us on a lesson of what it looks like for a vision board creation. Like, I just love to see that. And I bet you we could do it on Canva, right? Like, it'd be an
that would
easy
be
way.
fun.
Well, it's also accountability. Listen, like matchmakers, we want to know here at Cupid how we can help. After we launch, we're going to start hiring more staff and more teams. And one of the things I floated to the matchmakers was if we get enough matchmakers in like specific cities, we can start hosting events that the matchmakers could utilize. That's an idea we had. We have to have those ideas come through. But then it's what I'm hearing is it might look like accountability and like putting us in different groups or in different like squads. Maybe we'll be like state based or even city based. But as we get bigger, we had Kara. I think I told you before we actually like started this call today, but we had more than 1,700 matchmakers apply to
Wow,
Cupid today.
wow, 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 wow.
So
So if
very,
each of those brought in just, let's say, 10 or 20 people, what's the math on that, Ken?
it's a lot. It's a lot. We'd be looking at 40 or 50,000 new singles on the Cupid platform. So if you guys want to understand like the business in general, it's built on all of us. It's built on working together. It's
Right.
built on us having a matchmaker for every single thing. I don't care what language you speak. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what sexuality you are. I don't care where you live in the world. We're going to have matchmakers everywhere. And that's going to be beautiful for you as a matchmaker because now I'm going to give you the problem of there's too many singles. And so now you get to be super selective and helping your clients find really hard to meet people they would have never found swiping their life away. So just remember that like, let's come back to accountability. I love the idea of us creating some accountability systems and like Discord is your place, matchmakers. So I can create channels for you. We can create specifics. Maybe there's like groups of matchmakers who have certain niches. I know we talked about this before, Kara, but we have veteran matchmakers and these kinds of folks who are specifically going to target a certain niche. Doesn't mean they have to be exclusively with those people, but you
Right.
could be a divorce matchmaker. You could be for only Jewish people. You could be for gay people. Like there's so many varieties, right? So please let us know how we can support you and help you create community. Because the one thing I will say about working on your own, and Kara, you can probably resonate with this, it's hard. Being an entrepreneur is hard. Taking a paycheck. Kara, did I ever tell you about the feed bag analogy?
The wet bag?
Yeah, the feed bag. So my parents have this concept. My parents are both entrepreneurs, and of course, that meant I had to become an entrepreneur. Like I had some jobs, but I was a terrible employee. I'm a builder. I need to, Kara, like I text you at 5 a.m., right? Like I need to be
Right.
going. And when they're like, check in, check out, that's not me. So my parents have this opinion of what it's like to be an employee for a company. And it's kind of like having a feed bag around your ears. So if you've ever seen a horse, right? They have big, long faces. And in stalls and in barns, what they'll do is they'll put blinders on the horses.
Right.
They literally can't see to not get scared because they can hurt someone. So sometimes having a job can be like blinders. Like do not actually think, just do your thing. Just gallop like we tell you to. And then what's worse is that salary sometimes can become a feed bag. They loop that bag around your ears. You literally breathe and you munch. And wow, the food's right there. You don't have to work. My mom came up with that, Kara. Isn't that genius?
I love that.
I know. And so that's the danger. Or you might have heard the phrase golden handcuffs, right? And I'm not telling you to not have a job, especially when you're starting a matchmaking practice. Like everyone's got bills to pay. But if you want to run your own money and you don't want to be beholden to someone else, you don't want them telling you what to wear and what to bring in your, what you can put in the microwave, what you can't for lunch. Like if you don't want that life, you have to. Tell me I'm wrong, Kara. I mean, you have to manifest it, you have to vision board it, and you have to get out there and make goals for yourself to actually do it. And Cupid's a great way to do it. Not the only way. Kara even said she wants multiple streams of income. Mm-hmm. But coming back to that, if you need accountability and you want to find community, please use Discord. We've got a lot of matchmakers with a lot of varying expertise. Kara's there. She'll talk to you there. Like if you want support and someone to help you figure these things out, please use your network.
Mm-hmm. Always, always, always. I was laughing at the microwaving of the lunch because the last place that I worked literally had 3 pages of things, items, foods that you could not microwave.
Kara, like, Kara, I worked at a company. I worked at Merrill Lynch, big finance firm, right? And like, it's really hard to not like call it like blatantly racist, but they would say no Southeast Asian foods in the microwave. And I'm like, okay, so you think curry smells and you're just like sick. And then my question comes in with like, how is that even legal for you to tell me what I can and can't eat? But also, who wants to work there? Forget that. Like,
who wants to go through 3 pages of what you can and can't eat in the break room? That's a red flag. And I think that's
a terrible work environment. I just can't even imagine. Who wants to do that?
A lot of environments are like that. That's what the beautiful thing about Cupid is because guess what? You can build your own business. You don't have anybody telling you when you can take a break. Mm-hmm. You have no one governing when you clock into work. It's your business, right?
Right.
You want to sleep in, you sleep in. You don't have to wake up and act like you're ready to be prepared for a Zoom call when you're not. It's just, let me tell you, once you successfully operate your own business and you see the fruits of your labor coming in, you will never want to work for anyone else again.
Yeah, it really is hard to go back. Once you get it, and once you get that your own stream of income, like just matchmakers understand that. I was talking to some of the matchmakers who had a little bit of trepidation. We have a lot. We've had some matchmakers who've made hundreds of thousands of dollars on through a matchmaking company, which sounds really beautiful, right? But let you not forget that when you work for any employer, that's not what Cupid is. We are simply like the middleman between you. We create the platform for you. This is your business, right? You run this. But when you work for another agency or another company, no matter who it is, I don't care if it's Amazon, big, huge companies, they hire and fire when it's convenient. So don't forget that you're at the whim of working somewhere. Just because, Kara, like my parents' generation is a great example. When they say, oh, you have this amazing pension, you've been working here for 5, 10 years, how many of those have evaporated? How many of those were gambled away? I mean, anyway, we can get into a long conversation, but the fact is, Cupid's here for you, whether you want to be a single client, you want to help a good friend out, and you want to get paid to do it, or if you want to change your life and have a full-blown new career, or you just want something fun to do for extra income, Cupid's here for all of it. Use it as you will, try it as you will.
I love it. I love it. I am so excited. I can't wait to
Friday,
get
it's almost here,
started.
Kara. We got like
I
4
can't
days.
wait to have more conversations with other matchmakers as we progress on this journey where people are like, oh gosh, I'm so glad that I did this. I'm telling you, if I can do it, all of you can do it. You have no excuse. And I started off just 4 hours a day.
Yep. Yeah, and you were doing
Four
it
hours a
part-time, weren't
day.
you, Kara?
Yeah, I was working a full-time job.
Mm,
And I started off 4 hours a day or as needed, like 2 to 4 hours.
yeah,
And then I just built myself up until, gosh, I don't need that full-time job. And I don't
right,
enjoy the full-time job. It was
right.
draining. But because I had built bills, and of course I have to pay bills. So that kind of leads me into the next thing I wanted to talk about was just kind of do the math. Um,
Mm,
lay out your finances,
hmm.
how many clients it would take for you to be able to quit your full-time job.
Yep, got it.
Do the math. Because I certainly didn't do that in the beginning, and I didn't realize that I probably would have quit my full-time job a lot sooner, but
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure that I had that ramping up period, that it was something I really did enjoy. I wanted to make sure they weren't going to give me, a bunch of psycho clients. I didn't know
sure.
what to expect.
Right.
Um, but
And it's
once,
pretty easy with Cupid, right, Kara? Because like the matchmaking firms
absolutely.
you worked with before were like you were paid for the date, and then it was very like volatile, right?
Mhm. Right. So it's pay per match. And so
Mm,
you could never really figure out what you were going to make. I
mm.
knew in my mind, okay, it's going to take me 26 matches to get this number, this financial
But you
number,
can't control the
right?
match. That's
You're
the
right.
problem.
But I couldn't control the match. And then when I look in the database and there's absolutely no way in hell I'm going to match my client with this person that's in the database, the
Hmm.
leftover, I found myself waiting. And then my clients were like, well, what's going on? Well, there's really nobody that I feel excited about matching.
Right.
Cupid, you won't have that problem with because we're going to have just an ordinate number of singles that you can reach out to. And as people are coming in all the time,
There's
it's
always
just
new
gonna
folks
be
there.
beautiful.
Right. And, we'll do a little app walkthrough on Wednesday, but we'll show you guys kind of how people. So, I built Cupid. If you guys haven't heard the story, Ken Barton built Cupid because I experienced this as a single, right? When I look at someone's profile on Bumble or Tinder or Hinge, I don't know the last time they updated one of those photos. I don't know the last time they put something on their profile. I don't know if they deleted this profile 6 months ago and I'm swiping on nothing because Tinder and Bumble and Hinge don't care, right? And you'll have to learn about those platforms to understand what your clients' other options are because they can use all of those for free. And what you should do as a matchmaker, encourage them to do it because they will get exhausted. They
Mm,
will spend so much time. Don't try to fight the dating apps. You can't really fight free. And Cupid isn't free except if you're a single and you get selected by a matchmaker. So like you have to realize there are inherent expenses. It's reality, and that's okay. Because when you pay for something, it's meaningful.
right.
But Kara, I want to come back to that doing the math. So, Kara, you talked about like your travel and the lifestyle you have. You've actually shared with us, and I haven't listened to your episode. I'm so sorry I haven't listened to the Spotify episode yet, but I'm going to listen to it tonight. It's on my schedule to listen to your podcast. That's on the Cubic podcast, hosted by Bella Claire.
Bella.
Shout out Bella Claire.
Hi,
Um,
Bella. I haven't
but
listened to it either.
oh, well, you better tonight. You better make sure it's make your name
Who
sound
knows
good.
what I said, but yeah.
Just trust Bella. That's fine. But
Yeah.
when you're doing the math, like understanding the difference of working for yourself and then working for, a company. Don't even get me started on like the tax benefits and the advantages. I mean, if you're in the USA, there's so many things that benefit you from working for yourself. You can start writing things off, your cell phone bill, your car, all of these things, whatever services you use to like all your internet, your Wi-Fi, all of those become business expenses. And
Yep.
when you learn more about this, like this is where we get a little deep, y'all. Maybe one day I'll have an accountant on with us, but
Mm,
understanding that you actually keep more money when you work for yourself. Now, when you work at a job, it's that feedback, right? It's easy. You don't have to think about it. You get your take home pay, that's your real pay. Yeah, but you're also the highest possible tax rate. So, being a 1099 contractor, yes, you have to handle your own taxes, but the fact is, you have a lot more control over how you run your business. And what's even more interesting is you might choose to market for yourself. And if you spend on marketing, that's all a tax deduction. If you buy, a booth at a thing, that's a tax deduction. There are many benefits of running your own business, but I think Kara, what you said is do the math, but I think it comes back to like goal setting, right? If
Right.
you say to yourself, I want to make 5,000 extra dollars a month, totally possible with Cupid. Auto deposit into your account. And the nice thing is, Cupid is not this extremely high priced agency. So, like many matchmaking agencies can be 10, 20, 50, $100,000 a year for their clients. Cupid's monthly, easier for your clients to buy into, not as expensive, but you can still charge a high dollar. Our top pricing tier is $2,000 a month, and you make 80%. So you're looking at $1,600 a month. So, Kara, you only need 3 or 4 clients to get you 5,000 extra dollars a month. Now, you better provide an amazing, stellar service. That better include relationship coaching, teach them about how to get better, pre and post date conversations. It's a higher touch experience. You can't just expect
Oh
to give
my
the
God.
same service to someone you charge $99 to someone who charges $2,000. But let that sink in for a moment. Just a few clients, 3 or 4, gets you 5,000 extra dollars a month. How hard is it going to be for you to make $10,000 a month, which means you are making 6 figures from your phone?
Wow. Now I have to interject because I was doing 62 clients, right?
Okay, at your previous job?
Uh, no, at the one that I could really focus on.
Mm,
So
mm,
62 clients, and some of them I would match up twice a month.
sure, fair enough.
And I didn't come near to the money that you're talking about.
Wow. So,
So
Kara, wow,
because
wow.
because they keep the bulk of the money, although
Of
I'm
course.
doing the work,
Sure,
company kept the bulk of the money. So the
sure.
idea that I get to keep the bulk of the money is like
80%, you know?
breathtaking. So if I took on my normal amount of 62 clients, right? On Cupid, you know what the math is on that, Ken? Are you
At the
gonna
lowest price point, what would it be? You'd keep $80 a client. So, what would it look like?
or now you're gonna make me get the calculator out.
Oh, I thought you already did it.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. What is it? 80 times 92? Are you good
So
with
you said
math is not my
62, you
strong.
had 62 clients times
62.
$80 because that's what you
Yes.
would keep. What's that look like?
$4,960.
Not bad. Not bad. And that's assuming that they're all the $99 price point, which I doubt they would be, knowing you, Kara. You'd probably
Yeah,
have several clients at a higher price point, and they'd be doing more. Maybe you'd be hosting events outside. Maybe you'd be hosting
right?
like destinations. There's all kinds of extra ways to make money, right?
Wow. Like
Yep.
I just so let's say I have 62 clients and they are at the $2,000 price point.
That's a lot, Kara, but let's say that. So that's $1,600 times 62. That would be $99,200 a month, Kara.
Is it 90 that? Okay, well then my math is this is why I didn't do well in math. I got 124.
124,000.
Yeah.
Well, because you were doing you're doing $99. Remember, you keep 80%.
Ah,
Yep.
okay.
But Kara, even if you had, those clients are paying that $2,000 a month, so you keep 1,600, and let's just say you had 10 of those, that's $16,000 a year. I'm sorry, $16,000 a month. That's $192,000 a year. I mean, what would that look like running a business from your phone? Doesn't matter where you live in the world. I mean, what could you do? And handling 10 clients, that's not hard.
You
That's
wouldn't
actually
find me
pretty
in
easy, I
Tampa
would
too
say.
often. That I could tell you.
Say that again, Kara.
You would not find me in Tampa too often. It
Where
would
would you
the
be? Dubai?
conversation would be like, "What time zone are you in, Kara?" That's what it would be like. I'm
Well, and that's also the
out.
beauty. Kara, the last thing I want to say is like, there's a lot of digital natives out there. I mean, we've had some folks on in the past that like they travel full time. You're looking for something that fits you. Matchmaking fits you. Forget the money for a moment. The challenge of like many traditional jobs or people who say they're remote open, but they say, oh, we want you in the office 3 times a week. Well, are you remote then? Like, can I actually do I actually have any control over my own life? Oh, you're remote, but we want you to clock in from this time to this time and this hour. No, 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 no. So, Kara, if you want to hop on a plane and go work from New York tomorrow, fine. Up to you, right? And you can go to events, you can go to conventions. I mean, think about the different, once you're making $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year, you can go to Paris Fashion Week. You can go to, you know, I'm trying to think, what is that big art show in Miami? Art Basel, right? Things like
Oh,
this, these
yes.
crazy
Yeah.
big event. You know, go to a restaurant week, go hang out, be social, experience, because all of those places are super ripe for your services if you want.
Coachella.
Right. Yeah, you go to Coachella, Kara.
Burning Man.
Hey, I like that. Burning Man's got a lot of money. Let's talk. Like,
I would love to go to Burning Man. We
I
should
mean,
do that.
Zuckerberg was spotted out there. You can find enormous amounts of money, but that's really the beauty. What it comes back to is, if you're doing a great job at your service and you're a great matchmaker, Cupid, we are going to work very hard to give you more clients. What's going to happen very quickly, people like Kara are going to have too many clients, right? Kara's going to say, I'm sorry, either you come at a higher price point or I just can't accept you at all. Or you have to apply to become my client, and that's the only way I can work with you, because Kara's going to be selective because she has too many clients. Or Kara will start building a business inside Cupid, and she'll start having people work for her. And that's just how it goes. So, Kara, we're just about at time, and I want to let you go because I know we gotta prep for the week, and I've got to get to some more meetings. So, is there anything? What do you want to leave us with today, Kara? Like, in preparation for Friday's launch, what do you want to leave us with?
I'm super excited. Get your things together, guys. Let's go. Let's change lives. Let's change your life. Let's give you some financial freedom. No bosses breathing down your neck. Let's do your own thing and let's boss up and just really own our matchmaking businesses and get those pitches ready. Let's go. I'm ready.
Absolutely. So I'm going to see everyone again on Wednesday. Me and Kara will be here at 1 p.m. Kara and I are going to walk through the app. And Kara, we'll talk about on your end, like strategy, how you plan to use it every day, what you're going to do, like a workflow kind of idea. And then on Friday, big launch party. I'm going to get some kind of outfit. It may or may not be this hat right here. But we'll do, Kara, she's like, I got to get an outfit.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We might be giving away some merch. So if you didn't know, you can go to Kupid.io and get some Matchmaker merch. So we'll be giving away some merch for people that show up live. So make sure you're back with us. And of course, the app will be on your phone then. So you can download it. You can give us a 5-star rating, help us get out there some more. And then you can start using it. You can process payments on Friday. So you create your account, you create your profile, and you're literally off to the races.
I'm so excited.
Let's go. Let's go, guys. All right. See you Wednesday, Kara, and get ready for that launch on Friday.
All right.